Hi, I'm Rupert Verco, CEO of Cobra Resources. I'm here today with a Woodner project update where I want to walk you through rare earth growth strategy, looking to grow and define our footprint of mineralisation from the recent Clark rare earth discovery and provide you some insight into our 2022 exploration works program. So just some background on the rare earths. In late last year, we drilled 14 holes at the Clark prospect, attempting to define the continuity of gold mineralisation. This was successful. We effectively doubled the strike of gold mineralisation. We can see this mineralisation in the image defined by the purple outlines. And this sits approximately 1.6 to 1.7 kilometres north of the 94,000 ounce baggy green resource. In these 14 holes, we also intercepted rare earths, which are believed to be ionic in nature, so absorbed to the clays within the saprolite horizon. And this is a very unique occurrence, having rare earth clays enriched in magnet rare earths like neodymium and praseodymium and disoporium, and this sits directly above and proximal to defined gold mineralisation. So these rare earths occurred in some significant intercepts, with the average true width intercept being over 18 metres and the average grade of the intercepts as a total rare earth oxide averaging 597 ppm. So key takeout of that work that was done is we've defined an extent of mineralisation of about 0.5 kilometres. And what we hope to do through a significant reanalysis of historic drilling is to considerably increase that mineralisation footprint. We're taking a staged approach to analysing these pulps. So on this image, all these blue holes are historic holes. The first batch of holes from our 2020 RC drilling program. The reason why we've structured a reanalysis program like this is these holes represent 1 metre composites. The samples aren't old, so we know that oxidation shouldn't impact the potential grade of them, and we were able to get them into the labs very quickly. The aim of these samples is to validate the continuity of rare earth mineralisation towards our existing and defined gold resources. So we have 14 holes for approximately 550 samples in at the lab from baggy green, and we have a relative amount of confidence that we will see elevated rare earths with these samples, and this is supported by the multi-element chemistry that was done when the results were initially processed. And what we have in this drilling is broad zones of elevated cerium, iridium and lanthanum oxides. So we have 17 and 18 metres of over 500 ppm of just those oxides. Those are just 3 of the 15 lanthanides that that make up the total rare earth oxide. So that's very supportive of us seeing future higher grades. We're also doing analyses from 2 holes at Barnes and 1 from White Tank, where our existing resources are. In this image, the reason why we're doing less holes is the geology or the chemistry of the granites there is different to what we see at Clark and baggy green, so we're less certain of the rare earth potential. So from this, we've then also gone and submitted another 38 holes for 272 samples from Clark, and this is done on a 200 by 200 metre spacing approximately. And this is intended for us to significantly increase the extent of mineralisation. So we want to grow the extent of defined mineralisation of rare earths from 0.5 of a square kilometre, and this will increase the tested area to 1.8 square kilometres. It's important to note that these retained samples from a lot of these holes are composite samples, and they're composite in lengths from 2 to 6 metres. This may impact the grade and may not be reflective of the true grades of the interval zones due to composite lengths crossing over some of the key lithologies. Our next stage focuses on expanding the potential rare earths to the south and over the existing baggy green resource. As part of this analysis, we have 66 holes for a total of 551 samples submitted at the lab. And this will test a further 2.6 square kilometres. So we're growing tested rare earth area from currently 0.5 of a square kilometre at Clark to 4.4 square kilometres. Something to take note of that is geologically interesting at Baggy Green and is very encouraging for our exploration model going forward is the image that we are looking at here is a magnetics image. And these reds represent a magnetic high, and we have magnetic lows in the green colours. What we're seeing at Baggy Green is we have a magnetic low within a regionally significant magnetic high. This low is interpreted to either coincide with a structure or a historic paleo channel or drainage system. And what we hope to see there, or what we are seeing from reviewing the historic chips and pulps, is that coinciding with this magnetic low is a significant increase in the saprolite region where those rare earths occur as ionic clays. And the zone of saprolite is very significant through there compared to these other areas. So if we look at hole 603 that sits out on the periphery, we have nearly 20 metres of kaolinized saprolite over Baggy Green, proximal to the gold mineralisation. We have a good 25 to 30 metres of kaolinized saprolite, and then we have a significant reduced zone of clays that are smectitic in nature that sit directly above the hard rock. So we're going from a saprolite zone of roughly 22 metres to over 60. From there, we'll be working into more of a regional analysis of drilling that has historically occurred across a number of our prospects. What we hope to also do, subject to the results from stage one with the holes from Barnes and White Tank, is we'll reanalyse a significant number if those initial results are supportive of continued rare earth mineralisation over those gold resources. Stage 5 focuses on the significant regional potential across our land tenure. We believe that the contact aureoles between the Hildebert and Sleaford granites are potentially ideal settings for increased or elevated rare earths within the saprolite regions. So after we analysed approximately 100 holes for 12 to 1400 samples from regional targets, as highlighted here, we intend to go into a very substantial regional drilling process that will be achieved through a rotary air blast drilling technique. This is a low cost, low disturbance technique that enables a very broad coverage and enables you to drill a significant amount of holes in a very productive manner. This is similar to the Pathfinder drilling that we executed mid last year. And this will enable us to test for rare earths and Pathfinder minerals that are associated with gold and our base metal targets. So we'll effectively be testing for the rare earths within the saprolite zone, as you see in this image, and likewise the Pathfinder indicators for gold mineralisation, and likewise the ICGs. So this is a fail-proof way of refining our targets and de-risking high-cost RC drilling that we'll intend to roll into at the completion of this program. If we take a quick look at what our planned timing is across our planned works program, what we can demonstrate to you is we have a significant amount of work and results expected over a large period of time. This equates to a significant amount of news flow, and we hope to start seeing those reanalyses results occurring by the end of this month. Lab turnaround in Australia is currently very slow, and we're seeing wait times of 8 to 10 weeks, even for pulp reanalyses. So we hope to see the stage 1 results by the end of this month, and from there through till June, we'll see a continuous flow of results from those rare earth analyses. It's important to note all the work that we've planned for this year is fully funded through our recent raise, and it means that this will be the minimum amount of work that the company will commit to. So our primary focuses are going to be a three-pronged strategy. So expand the rare earth mineralisation footprint from our 0.5 square kilometres to 4.4 square kilometres, and this will be achieved by the end of April. Regionally, we then look to test rare earth targets on a broader scale. We then have some metallurgical work that is currently underway to define and understand the recoverability of the rare earths through simple leachate and deabsorption extraction techniques, from which we will look to optimise longer term. After the regional RAB drilling program that I've just spoken about, we'll look to implement a RC drill program that is scheduled to occur in August into September. This is a little bit later than what we initially planned, but this is due to the opportunity to further de-risk some of our targets through the RAB drilling program. In this RC program, we intend to focus our efforts on further defining the northern continuity of mineralisation at Clark, some resource extensional drilling at Barnes, and to do maiden drill testing of our IOCG targets 1 to 3. We also have additional geophysics planned for ground gravity works for IOCG targets 4 to 5. So we have a continuing stream of maturing IOCG targets. So in summary, our 2022 works program aligns with our three-pronged strategy, where we're focusing on our maturing and increasing our existing 211,000 ounce gold resource, and we plan to do this through further increasing the defined mineralisation footprint of both near resource and new resource targets like Clark. Our rare earth strategy is well and truly in play. We see we have a significant market advantage with our rare earth discovery, and we have the potential to have a sole complementary ion absorbed clay rare earth deposit with an existing gold resource. We have a very favourable basket of elevated magnet rare earths, and we've got significant potential regionally to demonstrate that we have geology that is supportive of increased grades with higher heavy rare earths. And thirdly, our high value IOCG targets. We've matured these to drill ready targets now, and they're very compelling, sitting within the IOCG heartland of the Gawler Craton. These targets that we have are very shallow for IOCG targets, with the gravity inversion modelling demonstrating that we have targets at 80 to 100 metres, and this will enable us to test them with conventional reverse circulation drilling. So they're low cost, high value exploration targets. Thank you very much for your time, and we look forward to keeping you engaged in our activities and providing further results in due course.